I make a lot of money and I am worth every cent. You hold this affirmation as true and you start creating and showing up differently. And then with that heightened sense of self-worth, it makes it really easy for you to see the worth and the value in your own ideas enough to actually act on them. And for you to get so obsessed with what you create that selling the things that you create become the way that you just move through life. It's all just an extension of how you exist. Hello baby cakes and welcome to Big Creatrix Energy with me, Gabriella Rosie. If you are new around here, hi, welcome. Let's be busy mates. And also get yourself subscribed because this is just the place to be if you want to create the art and the life of your wildest dreams. That's what we do around here. Today I want to share with you a few things that I've learned over the past 4 years of essentially getting paid to be myself, which for me looks like creating art and projects that I am obsessed with, the things that I wish existed already, and by sharing some of the process of creating those things and sharing some of the final products, selling some of the final products, right? I'm essentially able to monetize aspects of my life that I choose. And sure, this is about being a personal brand and about being an influencer in some ways, but mostly it's about living life as an artist, truly, where you give yourself full permission to be creative with your life and you do interesting things and you create interesting things. And so the stuff that you do choose to document and share with other people is really captivating stuff. It's not stuff that just anybody is doing because you're allowing yourself to really follow your own intuition and explore your own expression. Your self-exploration and your self-expression, they can really be the foundation for a very successful business. And this is of course, you know, a very specific way of living and way of making money. And actually, I don't think that it is for everybody, but since you are here watching a video about how to get paid to be yourself, I reckon you're pretty keen. I have 4 principles that I want to share with you today. My own personal experimentation and also through my observation of seeing different people and different types of people find success online through the way that they share. I have come up with a foundation of 4 things that anybody who wants to can monetize their online presence. So the very first one is to expand your self-worth. Let's get into this. If you want to make money online, if you're so audacious to want to get paid to be yourself, then you have to have the knowing that what you create, what you share is valuable. Not only because knowing that what you create, the products that you are ultimately selling is valuable, it's obviously going to make it a lot easier for you to sell things really effectively when you see the worth of the final product. More so from like the get-go beginning stages. If you don't value yourself or the unique perspective that you can share through the content that you create and through the products that you create, then honestly, it's going to be really difficult for you to get started and it's going to be pretty much impossible for you to keep being consistent. And that's how we have impact, right? And I really see this happening in so many ways where people might have an idea or a vision for what they want to create, but when their own personal beliefs around what they think they're capable of is not at the same level of their desires of what they want to create, then they're gonna have a really difficult time actually bringing that vision to life because you're gonna be filled with doubts at every step of the process, and ultimately you are gonna be the biggest hurdle that is in the way of you getting the things done that you need to be done. Every time you want to show up online, you're going to be filled with doubts and you're going to make excuses and you're going to be fearful instead of being able to open your phone, post a story in a couple of seconds and carry on with the rest of your day. You can either be in a position where you're holding yourself back or you're pulling yourself forward with ease. And I think a lot of this comes down to our self-picture and our value and worth that we see of ourselves. So how do you work on this? How do you expand your self-worth? By paying attention to the dope shit that you are already doing. If you feel worried that you're not gonna have enough people who are gonna buy the things that you create and invest in your art, then pay attention. Look at the sales that you've already had coming in. Look at the requests, look at the feedback that you've already been getting. Even if it's just 1 or 2 customers, acknowledge that it's already happening, and all that needs to happen for it to expand and for you to turn those 1 to 2 customers into 1 to 2,000 plus on and on customers. All that needs to happen is you continually showing up and sharing, and you will be able to expand your audience. You'll be able to attract the people who really want what it is that you're creating. So you can expand your self-worth absolutely by gathering evidence of ways that you may have already had success in the area that you want to expand in. And you can also look for areas that you want to evolve, the ways that you might feel like you want to improve your skills. You can direct your energy and attention directly towards the things that you feel like are your current weak points, and they can become new strengths. You can expand yourself in any which way by directing your focus and attention there. My second tip for you to get paid to be yourself is to have a way to get paid 24/7. I can't tell you how many people I speak to or how many people I see posting online that they want to be making more money in their business, and then when you go to their socials or you go to their website, they have no way to be paid 24/7. And here's what I mean by this. I don't want it to be a way where somebody has to send you 5 back-to-back emails or like ask for a link or blah, blah, blah. I'm talking about having a link that can be clicked 24/7, preferably with unlimited sales. So if you were to somehow, get the blow up of your life overnight, while you're fast asleep, getting that beauty sleep in, you could have a complete avalanche of customers coming to you. And I talk about this a lot with my clients, and I like to call it preparing for miracle. What if the dream person to collaborate with were to find you overnight, to blast you out to their audience, and then you have hundreds of thousands, millions potentially of new customers coming to you? What would actually happen? Are you available for a miracle to happen in your business? If you want to have money coming to you easily, create an avenue for that money to come to you really easily. The third tip that I have is to do uncommon things. At the end of the day, we're gonna pay attention to things and to people that are different, that make us see things differently, that give us a different perspective, that offer us an alternative form of entertainment or whatever it is. Something that is out of the ordinary very naturally grabs our attention. And so if you want to stand out and make a space for yourself online, the best thing that you can do is to do something different. And I've worded this really specific by saying do uncommon things, because I think a lot of the time this is something that we can get kind of tripped up by, the idea of being unique and doing something different, because it can make us feel like we have to do every single thing in a completely unique way. And for the most part, we don't have to reinvent the wheel. We only have to tweak one little thing a little bit, and then you have a completely fresh perspective on something. So you don't need to do every single aspect of your morning routine or your business setup or whatever it is in a unique way. But what is going to be really impactful in making you stand out from everybody else is to do uncommon things. Do a couple of things that maybe aren't the norm, and it's the amalgamation of how your individual choices stack up together that formulate you as a unique individual, and not necessarily each specific aspect of you having to be really, really distinct, because then it just becomes fake as fuck and you're trying to calculate yourself as a human. Instead, when I think you give yourself the permission to do uncommon things, to share in a way that feels really exciting for you, even if it's to the complete contrary of what the current social media trends might be. Maybe you want to create something and it doesn't look like there is a specific market available for that thing, but you're really excited about it. that is the path that you should follow. That is where you have these reservoirs of energy that other people might not have access to, and you can tap into that uncommon energy, and through creating in that space and sharing yourself as someone who does something that isn't so common, then you actually give yourself this head start in being completely inimitable, because no one else is doing the thing in specifically the way that you're doing it. And that is also how you become wildly attractive, because we want to see how people are moving differently through this world. We want to see something fresh or something unexpected. My fourth and final tip for you to get paid to be yourself is to understand the distinction between documenting and creating. So I think this is like a Gary Vee thing that I heard a long time ago, which is document over create. And that is 100% what I'm screaming here, but obviously because I'm a creative and a creative business owner, and you probably are as well, we want to create, and I think most people do want to create, but our creative energy is limited, and it's up to us as the artist to direct our creative energy exactly where we want it to go. You don't need to be wasting the best of your creative energy on creating content for a social media platform that's going to expire within 24 hours. That is probably not going to be the best use of your time and energy, right? So instead, you can let your content creation be easy and understand that Instagram isn't your job. It's just a tool that can help you do your job. And when you take content creation and showing up online off this pedestal and you let it be something where you're like, oh, I'm just using these platforms as tools that allow people a sneak peek maybe into the behind the scenes of how I create, or I'm allowing this to be the best possible marketing tool we've had available in like the history of humanity, and it's pretty much all for free. It's a great tool. It's not the entirety of your job. Don't get swept up in prioritizing content creation over your art. It is the tool that is allowing you to spread yourself and your art, and not the other way around. So I think understanding that energy allocation, sometimes like all we need to do is take something off the pedestal and it allows it to be way more easier and way more fun, and then suddenly you're making heaps of content and it feels fun and easy and light, and you're able to position yourself. And the truth of the situation is, to be successful online, your best bet is to put out as much content as possible, as often as possible. But there's also the understanding that for most of us, we are individuals running our business, and we don't have the huge budgets that we might be comparing our situation to. And also, that's probably not where your greatest strength is going to be. Your greatest strength as an individual artist is to be an individual artist and to show the more intimate, behind the scenes, personalized stuff that a brand like Coca-Cola cannot replicate. That's why they work with personal brands and influencers. When you take content creation off the pedestal and you let it be something where you're just capturing what you're doing every day, little bits that you might want to share, you're letting that insight play with mystery and play into the world that you're creating for yourself. And it's in this world building that we're able to tell stories and create fantasies for ourselves and for our audience. And I think that is what's really, really exciting and engaging for me about social media. And I think that when we are playful and mindful about the things that we are choosing to share, then we can have a lot of fun with it. If you are interested in learning more about how to get paid to be yourself and show up online in the most fun and ridiculous ways possible, really using social media as a powerful tool for your own self evolution and exploration, then join me for Seed. I'm very excited. We're starting our new live round. It's gonna be off the chain. I'm so excited to see how people start showing up. All the details are below. If you have any questions, hit me up, pop me a DM, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.